I'm AJ. I'm from Denver, Colorado. Um, I'm from 303, and I build these cars. I build hoppers, or if it's not a hopper, it's gonna be hot enough to be a hopper. Like this Regal, it wasn't meant to be on the bumper, but I put 18 batteries, double piston pump onto the car, and it plays like, and then it swings like how it should, a hopper should. This Regal, I did it last year. It took me 2 months, and then this one, it's been on and off forever. This is the build that has never stopped. My dad started doing his thing, and that's the one where he learned how to, do this, do that, and then I got my hands into it, and that's where it was originally single pump. Car was originally single pump, and I ended up putting 8 more batteries and making it double piston, and that changed the game for the car. There's been 3 generations of this car, from single pump to double pump with the same exact frame, and then this last generation, I put a new frame on it, and it's all quarter inch wrapped, double wrapped in places. Originally, that frame was meant for a Monte Carlo that we were gonna do convertible, but my dad, that's 100%. Just being around them, swapping wheels. As a little kid, I loved wheels. That was like my biggest thing. I would have little model cars, and I'll break wheels off just because I like either to count the wheels or make the model cars 3-wheel. Because that was another thing I was big on. It was just 3-wheeling. Yep. No. This is the politics I like, where it's something I enjoy. Everybody has their own, where they enjoy, show cars, looking how clean they are. Me as a person, I'm not too of a clean cut person, so I can't spend time buffing and making sure everything's to a T.
You'd rather spend your time making sure it helps.
Right, performance wise.
So tell us, how old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
You get backlash for being how old you are, doing what you do?
When I first started, yeah. Now it's major props, because before they were just thinking my dad was doing a majority of the work, which is not, that's not wrong. My dad, there's no this without my dad. What's it called? But I did I do play a key part on, the main thing I do, I fabricate. I make sure all the welding's done. I'll put weight into the cars. I do all the wiring. Main thing I just don't do, just like I said, I'm not a clean person, where I can't take my time making sure it's to a T, is body work.
When you say fabricating, you mean
From frame,
welding,
yep.
everything. You don't get your stuff sent somewhere.
Nope. And there's no disrespect to anybody who does it, but it's just, there's a different sense of pride when I built this frame. I did the convertible rack. Just doing it yourself is a different sense of pride when you get major props for it. Yeah, it's 50-50. I've had people where they don't believe it, or their kid can't do it, so they automatically dislike me. But and then I got the other hand, where I got like some really big legends, like Chinaman. I went to Arizona. Chinaman gave me props, from being not known to having one of the biggest, people out there give you props is, a huge honor.
Out of everybody that gives you props, who's the most person that you're like, wow, like pretty much a reflection of what you do? Who was that person?
Either Chinaman or Joe Ray. I got to speak to Joe Ray one-on-one last August of 2022, and he was in disbelief on what I can do and how I did it, and like just how fast I did it. And honestly, to have one of the like pinpoint legends like that, it was an honor. And like I said, Chinaman, he's one of the coolest people, most humble, really down to earth. So to be pointed out, I was only 14 at the time, and to be pointed out, like this kid, we went to my homie Chow shop, and that's where I like basically proved it, like put my point.
So over here to my left, you have the green.
I got the 82 Buick Regal convertible. I got 2 switches, 3 if you count the convertible top one, but one for the front, one for the back. I got 18 batteries, double piston, same setup in this car. There's an 83 Oldsmobile Colors.
Is the 83 your kind of your year?
Honestly, from 81 to 88 is my years to go to.
Those are your preference
Yep.
cars to work on?
Just because from like 78 to 80, a lot of them came with the weirder body style that I personally don't prefer. This is the pinpoint. You look at G body, this is what pops up.
So this is kind of like something that you're familiar
Yes.
with. Is it because you're familiar with it, or is it just your style?
It's just a style, and then just basically, it's basically a trend. Like a lot of people, they want a 64, 59, and so everybody wants it. Everybody wants to be like it. One thing I like to stand out with is like I want to do something where no one would ever think of, Buick Regal is my dream car. No one really ever thinks that. So when a kid or anybody else sees this convertible and it stands out from any other Impala, because everybody sees an Impala, but when you see a Buick Regal like that, it's different.
So I see you're kind of like very few with a Regal that's convertible. Is that something rare as well?
Originally, yeah, Coach was doing conversions. This isn't a Coach conversion. I would like to own one, but I did the conversion when I built the car, and I used the top off of a 92 Chrysler LeBaron. And
Not only are you doing fabrication, you can do convertible
Yep,
as well.
yep. If it involves metal, that's free game for me.
So as far as welding, like
Aluminum.
you're learning yourself how to weld
Yes, sir.
yourself, how
Yep.
to- and
From
people still don't believe that you can do that.
no, and people come to the shop where they see lives, and that's when they're like, okay, like I see what's going on.
Yeah, this is part of the main reason why we're doing it. I want to actually get it out there. When did you start doing your fabrication?
I believe I was around like 11 years old when I started welding. And when I first started welding, I did a set of G-body uppers, and my dad's like, "You're doing good enough," and he told me to do a whole frame. So that's where I learned how to do templates, and that's the frame that's on this car. Is
So this is your first.
This is my first ever frame, and I have around 5 of them under my belt now. And so I could push out a G-body frame in around like a span of 2 weeks, from being full 1/4 inch to completely wrapped and molded.
What does your mom say about it?
Too expensive. Too expensive.
That's it.
Yeah, she loves it, but it's just when she sees it cost a pretty penny, it's that's the biggest stress. But when she sees the cars, she forgets about how much, that part just broke, how much that costs. It's more so like just enjoying the environment.
So you say coming from pretty much nothing to something.
Right.
The respect that you're getting for it, do you think that you earned it, or do you think it's just the fact that people are like, wow, this kid is actually.
I personally believe that
I'm not saying 'cause you're young,
right.
like giving you props, but like you're actually good for fabricating.
I believe the respect I've earned maybe outweighs some other people, and that sounds really cocky on my part. But a lot of people, they believe that they deserve this immense amount of respect because they went out and bought a car that was already pre-built, and I understand like it's probably the cheapest way to go, but they like I said, you don't hold that pride of I spent from 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock at night, working nonstop. It's completely different, and I believe that's where a lot of like disagreement comes with me. Is I get this immense amount of appreciation and respect towards these legends, and they don't get the same because they bought a car for $14,000, and that's their whole identity.
Tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Definitely something hands-on. I personally noticed that I don't sit down pretty too well. I'm more so hands-on, hop on this, hop on that. So definitely something in that work field.
We were having the conversation before we recorded, and you were telling me that a lot of people don't like for you to speak on some of the secrets that are getting leaked
Yes,
out.
yes.
What is that all like? How do you explain
So a lot of people, which I totally understand 100%, is the game's not to be told, it's to be sold. So for someone to figure out that secret, it's like they gotta pay you. And I was once that person. Me and my dad were once those people who didn't know anything. So a lot of big people gave out some free game, and some other people gave out some knowledge that wasn't really benefiting, and it was basically to hurt how well a car performs. And, no hate or disrespect to those people because it may have worked for them, but it was little setbacks. But you got to figure out, you got to trial and error with a lot of these things. But
Is that pretty much how you step by step,
Yep.
step by step?
Yep.
trial?
Because
People don't believe that you went through that process. Right?
that's why I said this car is never finished, because my dad's been working on this since 2005 when they first bought it. It was originally my mom's first car, and after that my dad hydraulics and wanting just to go this high, to go a little higher, to not have any weight, to being convinced to have a little bit of weight, and then full-fledged into being such a high-end car.
In your fabrication, do you do something different than what other people do?
I try to follow the standard rules of what's common knowledge, because any knowledge that's out there, there's a truth behind it, even though it may not look like it. But yeah, I try to follow the standard frame, plate, weld plate by plate. A lot of other people, what they'll do is they'll like put all the plates on and then weld the plates together. But I like to individually weld the plates onto the frame, so each of them have a penetrating weld into the frame.
How long did it take you to build, let's say, this green one?
So this green one, it was 2 months, and this was more than like 14-hour days, nonstop,
And we're talking from
every day.
fabrication to everything, from the painting to everything, to
Yep.
solid to
2 months.
same thing with the other.
This one, it's been on and off. I have done this one in a quick span, like recently, last December. This car was fully ripped apart, no paint, it was body worked, and I was on a winter vacation, so I ended up putting a car together, put a new engine in, and I got it ready for Arizona earlier this year. Lately I've been trying to, but honestly I feel like Arizona, I have a lot of people I enjoy, and it's more than friends that live. It's such a good bond with the people, where I've been to other states and other shows, and I honestly, it's not the same as I go to Arizona, and Frank's Hydraulics from Arizona, he's giving me major props, and I could go to a shop right away, and it's like this bond where it's no negativity, where it's all laugh, chilling, and just smiles.
What do you have to say to the people that at least did not necessarily hate but disagree with you? What would you say? Hey, this is what I
Honestly, it's you gotta see both perspectives. I understand, you may not have this or that, and I'll never discriminate if someone has no chrome or nothing, all black suspension, because I was we were once there. This car, no chrome, nothing, and now it's fully chromed out to engraving. So in any way, everybody deserves to get their shine on, and so if you have to dislike someone else because they're getting their shine on, I feel like this isn't a sport for anybody, because this is family. All of us treat each other like family, because all of us have a major thing in interest. We love cars. We love to bring kids, or to bring the wife or whatever, to bring it in and enjoy each other.
What do you have to say? How can people find you?
On Instagram, that's the major thing where I'll reply the quickest. It's Joseph_AJ_303, and
Facebook?
Facebook's Joseph AJ, and then
Working on the game.
yeah. Yep.
All right, man. Anything else you want to say? Last words? Anything else?
Nah, that's just it.
All right, man.
All right.
Right on.